What is something super important that is on the verge of happening? The plummeting of the Chinese labor market. China produces all things for the entire Western world. Due to the one-child policy, China has begun to put older people on pensions, from before that policy. The workforce is rapidly changing generations. There is not enough workforce available in the entire country of China and all neighboring countries of China. There is a huge shortage of people being able to work in the production halls of the world. This will have huge unknown effects upon the world as we know it today. It is like climate, only with a factor of 10.000, and it will happen between right now and 10 years after. Nuclear fusion could power the entire world from a single source with nearly unlimited source of energy. There is the impending destruction, so to speak, of Earth's ecosystem through climate change, and other kinds of pollution, extinction of species, etc. Especially regarding global warming, we have to act now. I wonder whether sustainable concepts for our life on Earth, such as permaculture, will be adopted. Tool is about to release their first album in 13 years. We are about to break the threshold to even be able to mitigate an exponentially growing global climate catastrophe, let alone prevent it. It may lead to human extinction, or at least near extinction level within just a few decades. Can't believe it's not already at the top of all answers here. For those that don't follow politics, tomorrow is likely going to be an explosive day for the US administration. I'm sure those that don't follow politics, or are tired of Trump spam on Reddit will dismiss that as yada yada. We've been hearing this for 2 years, but it's hard to deny how big tomorrow is. Michael Cohen, Trump's longtime personal attorney and fixer, is going to prison for a multitude of felonies, including at least 2 that Trump is directly implicated in as individual, one by SDNY. Tomorrow, at 10 a.m. EST, will be the first time Cohen testifies before the public on these charges. He is supposedly bringing hard evidence, including financial documents, of the implication of Trump in these felonies. Only a judge, jury, and lawyers have seen this evidence so far, and it was enough to convict Cohen beyond a doubt, so it's undeniably damning and credible. I fully expect to be downvoted, since general Reddit subs hate Trump news, but this could be a historical moment. If it turns out to be nothing, I'll eat my words. But there is nothing to suggest that it won't be astounding to watch. Edit: Cohen just released his statement for tomorrow minutes ago. Buckle your seatbelts, folks. I am providing the committee today with several documents. These include a copy of a check Mr. Trump wrote from his personal bank account, after he became president, to reimburse me for the hush money payments I made to cover up his affair with an adult film star and prevent damage to his campaign. Copies of financial statements for 2011 to 2013 that he gave to such institutions as Deutsche Bank. A copy of an article with Mr. Trump's handwriting on it that reported on the auction of a portrait of himself. He arranged for the bidder ahead of time and then reimbursed the bidder from the account of his non-profit charitable foundation, with the picture now hanging in one of his country clubs, and copies of letters I wrote at Mr. Trump's direction that threatened his high school, colleges, and the college board not to release his grades or SAT scores. On top of this, Michael Cohen, President Trump's former lawyer, will tell Congress on Wednesday that Trump knew his longtime advisor Roger Stone was communicating with WikiLeaks about publishing stolen emails from the Democratic National Committee, according to the text of his prepared opening statement. That's the closest thing in U.S. law code to collusion, conspiracy to defraud the United States. The discovery of CRISPR seems really huge. It's basically a form of really advanced genetic engineering. So far, it's proven to be incredibly accurate, and in the next few years, start to be used in medicine. Kazj made a really good video explaining the basics of CRISPR. Check it out if you have the time. The British will have a new monarch soon, so that's something. We're facing the man-made sixth extinction. Because of deforestation, most of Earth's land being farmed, climate changes, ocean dead zones etc. Wild animals are rapidly decreasing and going extinct. If we look at all the Earth's terrestrial vertebrates and calculate them to biomass, only 3% would be wild land vertebrates. That means all lions, tigers, elephants, monkeys, hares, foxes, wild, swine, zebras, gorillas, wolves, penguins, pandas, turtles, sloths etc. in the entire world only account for 3% of the biomass. The rest, 97%, are humans and domestic animals, pigs, cows, sheep, goats, chicken, dogs, cats etc. 32% humans, 65% domestic animals. The world is overrun by humans and especially livestock, and we're wrecking the entire biosphere because of us and our actions. With this rate, the Earth will experience 75% of the species going extinct in the next 500 years. I'm sorry for the bad news. If you want to know more you can Google sixth extinction. I'm about to get a full 8 hours of sleep. God, I wish I didn't read any of this. We have 12 years to throw away trash and have it gone. 12 years before it will really come and hit us how much trash is there. Think India streets. But everywhere. I think someone's going to figure out how to incinerate waste and recycle the CO2 into something useful, carbon fiber, diesel, etc., or some form of inert carbon, such that we can clean up the plastics problem and start removing carbon from the atmosphere by burning organic material. Not objectively super important, but I've just submitted 2 EPs for review. If they pass, they'll appear on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, and Pandora. I'm excited. I see the girl I loved for so long today again after a year of only talking through Discord etc. We know Iakatha for years now and the feelings are mutual, but being able to tell her I love her face to face feels like the most important moment in my life. Come on menopause. I used to dress the thought of you but now I am waiting on you. Hurry. The African horn separating from the rest of the continent, it's on the verge of happening in geologic terms. When it does the Red Sea will basically get extended and the horn will become an island. The crack is called the East African Rift System and it'll contain parts of countries ranging from Ethiopia to Tanzania. Nobody's going to see this now but I started making memes for YouTube about 2 years ago and that was the first time I had ever edited anything. I just hit 3,500 subs a few weeks back and right now I'm working with a team to make a short film for a student film festival. Honestly thought I would have killed myself by now but editing's been the first thing I really enjoy doing and want a career out of it. So I guess I'm on the verge of things finally getting better I hope. The eruption of the Yellowstone supervolcano. The first explosion was recorded 2.1 million years ago and based on studies, it seems to follow a 600,000-year cycle. The last time it erupted was 640,000 years ago, so we are 40,000 years overdue for an eruption. If the Yellowstone volcano erupts, it will most likely end the world as we know it due to the massive cloud it will release which will likely block the sun and hence destroy life completely. If anyone has seen the movie 2012, it is the scene where Woody Harrelson stands over the mountain and that huge volcanic eruption happens which is what would happen in reality as well. Marijuana legalization worldwide. People stop pretending that the billionaire class care about them beyond using them. Working peons, poor vote against their own self-interests because slouching would be millionaire syndrome. The let them eat cake days are now showing cracks and it is not going to end well. I'm trying to become a Super Saiyan. I'm almost there, I know it. In 11 years we will pass the point of no return for climate change. That's pretty fucking important, and we need governments to act yesterday. Rebel for life. No one said AI. America invasion of Venezuela. The same war drums are beating. Just like they did before Iraq. World War III. There is a rise of populist movement. Lot of fake/incomplete/biased info. A growing distrust of government, officials, etc. All it will take is one charismatic leader blaming his country problems on someone else. And that someone else doing the same. This will get buried, but whatever. The balance of economic power and after that, power as a whole, will shift towards Asia and maybe a decade or two later also to Africa. A large part of the people in said parts of the world have already climbed out of absolute poverty, and within the coming decade or two, all will have risen to be part of educated consumer population. This coupled with the fact that by 2100 almost 9 out of 11 parts of the population of Earth will live either in Asia or Africa is going to exacerbate the situation. The time of the West is truly coming to an end as quickly as within the lifetime of the current generation. To top this, it's a beautiful thing, because it also means that more people will be living comfortably without fear of serious disease or child mortality. More people will have access to education and health care. In fact, while true that some of our current living standards here in the West might not reach everyone because of the scarcity of resources, as a whole the world will be a lot safer, healthier and happier place. Lab-grown meats are still a bit off. But people have been able to make things such as chicken nuggets and thin steaks by simply adding proteins to animal cells. www.youtube.com web link. If this can reach the general market, it will be a great leap forward, both animal rights-wise and environmentally. As a vegetarian myself, I really hope this will create a greater incentive for people to eat less non-lab meat. As I think a lot of people are sort of on the edge of becoming vegetarian will be a pain, but I should probably eat less meat, to which this would be a great option. Here's the wiki page so you don't have to Google it, n.wikipedia.org web link smile. The economic model isn't currently sustainable. If 1% has 99% of the money, money eventually becomes worthless. Also, giving money for nothing and raising minimum wage indiscriminately in huge chunks instead of in small increments only increases companies' use of automation. Large companies avoid building too much real estate in order to keep their current investments artificially high. At some point companies will need to stop maximizing profits and exploiting the workforce. At the same time, politicians need to stop doing things to appease the rich who donate to their elections. The system is broken, it needs a fix, and I wish I knew an answer, but nobody really does.